Hello again. And we're going to play I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream, as you might see here. You actually started it before, but what happened was that when uh during our first playthrough, what happened was that we locked ourselves out of Nimdok's route because we forgot to take the eyes with us. So basically, the eyes were discarded right at the first area, and then when we got to the part with the golem, we couldn't activate it anymore because the eyes were in the other part, and we couldn't get back to that part. So basically, we've soft locked ourselves out of that one. So, previously we actually played this without a guide, or at least with minimal guidance. But for now, we're actually going to go with these three in order. So back then we went for Ellen first, and then Benny. I wait no, for Gorrister and then Benny. But right now, so we're going to follow a guide from Gorrister to Benny and to the first part of Nimdoks because we've already gotten through that before. And then we're going to go with the second half, just referencing it if we get stuck. Same with Ted's if ever we get there. But our goal for now is to actually just finish Nimdok's route instead of having to go through all of that again because we did get stuck quite a few times already. At the very least, we have experienced it, so it's not too much of a spoiler, or at least it's not there. I mean, I'm not quite sure if we'll be able to make it. The voiceovers are a little. Oh yes. We also decided that we're going to do voiceovers and um since the voiceovers don't exactly skip or the text doesn't exactly skip unless we press space bar, I think. So and we can also get to amuse ourselves with voice acting for if ever he speaks. At the very least, you have text to reference. So there. And yes, as you can see, our save game was actually erased. So we do have to start over again. And that's kind of sad. But that's alright. Because we got stuck anyway. Alright, so we're going with Gorrister's route. And I've added the a tag backseating okay because we are backseating ourselves. So if anyone uh wants to direct whatever we're going to do, you're free to do so. That's all I want. That's all I'm going to say about it. Uh, I'm really not used to this. Oh, by the way, we're also planning on making more new avatars for our individual uh, instead of just this bag cat. Instead, in case one of us actually wants to go solo, it's not. It's not like there's anybody uh, going. Ah, this is hard. Anybody going, like hanging out at the back of our head. So there. Mm. I have coffee. I have cookies, and we have water as well. So that's all right. All right, we're starting with Gorristers. We've already gone through the whole uh, scene beforehand, so we're just going to, yeah,
I would
kind of
not
get.
want you to think for a moment that I am not a grateful God. For 109 years, I've kept you alive so that I could savor your feelings of guilt over what happened to your wife. But now, to show my kindness, I'll give you a present in return for all the hours of pleasure you've given me. I'll finally allow you to kill yourself.
What hellhole did that godless machine put me in this time? Looks like some kind of ship, but the floor's too steady. Probably wants me to jump overboard. And into what? A sea of razor blades? Painful, but not deadly.
So now we're experiencing the voice acting for this game because last time we put it on silent just so it wouldn't overwhelm us. But right now, since we have, I think I'll have to wait a minute. So the voices are actually, I wonder if it's dependent on sound or dependent on music. Either way, uh, all right, we'll try not saving. Probably take the note. Oh, right, we can take the note.
Someone must have slipped this under the door. It
And
says, I'm a friend. Trust is essential. Never do what Am expects and always expect more than what seems possible. Am is playing a dangerous game here. Not just dangerous to you, but dangerous to himself as well. Hey, it disappeared. What kind of game is Am playing this time?
uh, so apparently the microphone is sensitive enough to either. I'm not sure if it's picking up the sound from the headphones or if it's picking up the. Uh, I've already put it at a very low. Uh, and so if you see our model going along with the voice acting, that's why it's that loud, apparently. Or I think we should adjust our model a bit because apparently it gets there. There, I hope it's alright. It seems it's very, very loud. Alright, you're the room. Alright, there's supposed to be a door here. Wait, we got. I don't think we can look at the door. Walk to the door.
I've never
Where?
seen anything like this in all the years Am's toyed with us.
Yeah, it's actually very loud now that I think about it. I think I'll put the volume to 10. Alright, let's see if we improved it a bit. Either way, it's going to be very, um, no, something. The microphone is actually very, very sensitive. I don't even know where it is exactly. Wait, Hmm. So is it uh uh so is it getting from the headphones? That's all. Wait a minute. Hmm. It's weird. It's not exactly getting. It's getting it from the iron. It's not. I guess. I guess I'll just have to live with it. Hmm. All right. So
All the cabins are alike. This hole in my chest aches like a son of a bitch.
as you can see, there our model is actually going along with the audio. It's that loud. Either that or yeah, it might be the computer that's picking up on the sound. I'm not entirely sure about that. I will have to fix that at some point. The headset mic is really, really bad, or at least from what we know. It's on. Mm,
My name's printed on the front of this book.
See, as you can see. All right, let's go with scuff hours. So we're going to have our model also um mouth it, mouth the words from the game. Let's go, let's go. This will be another source of amusement. I think we should use the door. I hate that we can't just walk over to the door and then
Where's the
use
crew?
it.
I'm all alone here.
I guess I'll take the sheet and then use the sheet with the sheet.
These two sheets make a halfway decent rope.
Where's the door? Now, we're basically kind of speedrunning it, but not really. So it's just no, we can't enter this one
My
yet.
stomach's growling.
Hmm. What's this door?
Where's the crew? I'm all alone here.
Wow, okay. We'll use the
I don't know what to
pillow.
do with this.
Okay, so we're going to try and take the
A
pillow.
gun. It's heavy. Heavier than it ought to be.
It's just weird though that you try to take the pillow, but you're actually taking the gun from the pillow, which is not, which is weird. Mm, all right, so there's nothing else here, so we're going to walk to the door again.
My stomach's growling.
And so we're going to use the door again. All
Someone
right.
sure trashed this place. Must have been one hell of a fight.
So we're going to look at the debris.
This junk looks like it was knocked over in the fight. There's blood here and God knows what else.
And we're
Someone's
going
left
to.
their bloody hands here.
Mhm, mhm. And then we're going to use the door here. We're not going to
It
drink the
stinks in
punch.
here.
We're not going to drink the punch because that's poisoned. It's actually something not punch. Definitely not. Definitely poisonous. Definitely not alcoholic. but it's very poisonous. So we'll die when if we. There are many ways to die here, as intended. Uh, the one of them is the punch, and another one is basically just blasting anything with the gun. You are going to blast something with the gun, but it's not. You can't blast it while you're there. That's the only thing we'll ever go. So uh, we're going to take the fork that's here, and then we're also going to take the knife from here. We're going to use the knife on the rats to scare them off.
That scared them away.
So basically, our model is going to share. Uh, we're going to share the model with the characters here, so it's going to talk along with them. That much I'm sure. That's going to happen. And then we're going to take the bread, and we're going to use the bread.
I'm no longer hungry, but I still feel empty. What's wrong
Yeah.
with me?
Well, he is empty because he has no heart. Or at least, shadows.
Here's a recipe for the milk of human kindness. Take the willingness to forgive and the will to be forceful. Mix the blood of innocence and the anger of the wrong. What kind of crap is this?
And then he's going to return that. If you're going to just take the book, he's not going to bother reading it because it's very fragile already, which is it's just weird. But yes, that's what happens, and he's going to put it back anyway. We're going to look at the bottle.
It's empty, but the label says poison, fatal if swallowed.
Yeah, so this is basically a recreation of a certain event in his life, to be honest. But it didn't happen in an airship, now did it? All right, and then we're going back to the corridor. So we're going back there. All right, so there's a door here that's not very obvious.
Christ,
There.
what a stench. It smells like piss and rotting meat.
All right, and then we're going to use the fork on the engine. So it's going to short circuit.
The metal in the fork short-circuited the engine wiring.
Uh, and then we're going to take this one, the milky fluid, which is some sort of sustenance, but it doesn't taste very good. It's kind of like the machines from Chrono Trigger, in that, all right, sure, your body is revitalized, but it's not very good. Or in the case of Chrono Trigger, you're still hungry, basically. Use the So we're going to use the lever.
Nothing's happening.
Then we're going to take the key that's there.
I've got the key, but the blood of these poor creatures is on my hands.
But since the engine is already turned off anyway, they don't get electrocuted. If the engine is turned on, there you can actually see them suffering in the cages. But now, since it's not turned on. There's nothing going on in the cages. All right, and then so we're going to use the door again. We're going back to the dining room, and then we're going to use the tabletop.
I've washed my hands of the past.
And as you can hear, it's a plot point because, well, something happened. That's all we know. The recipe is for him to uh, get over whatever that was. He did something wrong, or at least that's what seemed to be. All right, so we're going to walk to the door again, and then we're going to use the stairs.
Big gray bags of gas. I must be inside an airship.
All right, so we're going to use the knife on the stitching,
I've ripped a new hole.
and then we're going to use the tear.
No doubt about it now. Am has put me on an Iron Zeppelin. But why? Why would he give me a chance to escape?
So we're going to use the rope with the mooring ring, so we can, and then we should use the rope.
I don't know what to do with this.
Oh, right. So we're going to take our heart from there, which means he's going to use the rope to steady himself because, well, it's airborne. It's not exactly He's not exactly
This
safe.
melted heart of mine doesn't beat anymore.
Hmm. So we're still going to use the rope. So we're going to use the knife on the rope.
I don't know what to do with these.
Uh, on the rope, so we can get it back. There, and then we're going to dif use the knife on the airbags.
Gas is rushing out.
And then we're going to use it on another airbag.
Something feels different.
Um, well, no shit, because uh, we've descended a bit. Or at least we've descended enough to
We've
get
landed.
there.
But where?
And so we're going to use the hatch to get outside.
Some roadside honky-tonk with my name on it.
Yeah. It's kind of figurative and somewhat kind of literal for him, with what happened. It basically has something to do with his wife. Right. So we're going to enter the bar.
Dark and grubby, but somehow familiar.
So we're going to use the jukebox, but we're only going to listen to the first two songs, which is this one and this one, because these ones are going to make him, uh, how should I say it? Unstable, maybe?
He took my baby away, then just about killed her, that stupid truck driver! He took my baby away!
That shrill voice can only belong to that bitch Edna, my mother-in-law. She's always blamed me for Glynis being put into an insane asylum. Why not? It was my fault, wasn't it?
Mhm. So instead of songs, it's actually voices from the people he knows. So we're
You
going
don't
to.
ever take me dancing.
That's what Glynis said the night we fought. Oh, God, why'd I have to hit her? I'd rather kill myself than hurt my poor Glynis.
I think he took to drinking, and then I forgot the story to this. No, so took whiskey. So we're going to do the whiskey, which is somewhere. It should be around here somewhere. There we go. And then we're going to the back door because we can't. We'll have to trigger something here.
Well, Gorrister, you've seen better days. So has the big machine, for that matter.
And then we're going to talk to the jackal. So we're going to give him our heart when the option comes out. Mm,
What are you?
I'm man's best friend. One of them, at least.
No. What are you really?
Let me answer with a riddle. Today I saw a Chinaman. Now what do you suppose that means?
Yeah, it's not actually, it's one of the other computers, but they can't interfere directly, and they can't give direct hints. So
Why can't you give me a straight answer?
Like so many others down here, I'm cursed to speak in riddles. We all have our curses to bear. Eh, Gorrister?
mm. How did I hear its voice? It's actually
Yeah? What's my curse?
After 109 years in the belly of the beast, I'd think you'd have a gut instinct by now.
sassy. Very, very sassy.
Where do you come from?
Here, there, everywhere.
So you must know what lies across the mountains.
Freedom for some. If they're cut out for it, it's a long journey across the desert.
That desert doesn't look any worse than the other hellholes Am's cooked up for us.
Heed my words, Gorrister. You'd never make it alone out there. And don't expect me to be a good doggy and tag along.
Ooh.
What do you want?
I have a craving. A craving for something scrumptious. A human heart, perhaps. Yours.
I am not gonna give you my heart.
No? Too bad. I was going to tell you how to get across the mountains in exchange.
Um, this jackal drives a hard bargain. So we're going to give our heart. We
I think I'll save this delicacy for later. You want to get across the mountains? Go to the restroom and flush 3 times.
I've got nothing more to say to you.
so we're going, and then we're going to walk back instead.
That's Edna's husband, Harry.
Mm. So we're going to talk to him, but he will be a little out of his mind. So we're going to have, he's not going to be sensible. So we're going to have to pour him a drink to get him to loosen his lips.
Harry, how did you get here?
You know, it's a big place, the desert. Got lost in it myself.
Let me pour you a drink. Harry, how did you get here?
The Zeppelin, Gorrister. We came on the Zeppelin.
The Zeppelin is what we were in before.
What do you know about the Zeppelin?
You'll have to talk to Edna. She knows all about the Zeppelin. That's why we did it, you know.
Oh boy.
What happened in the dining room?
I shouldn't have let her force me into it. I'm not a murderer.
Who did you kill?
didn't look at the wreckage in the dining room too closely, did you? Or haven't you had to take a leak yet?
That's basically him saying, you probably should either go to the Zeppelin or go to the bathroom.
And just where is my dear mother-in-law?
Looks like there's a thunderstorm on the horizon.
So we're going
Let
to.
me pour you a drink. And just where is my dear mother-in-law?
I don't know. Good God, I can't stand the sight of her anymore. Can you imagine being kept alive for 109 years just to hear her carping?
Whose heart was impaled on the Zeppelin spike?
Why, yours, of course. How'd you think we got here?
Actually, that should have been obvious because he knew it was his from the start.
What's this about a thunderstorm?
You know, it's a big place, the desert. Got lost in it myself.
Let me pour you a drink. What do you know about the desert?
Looks like there's a thunderstorm on the horizon.
Alright, so that one's going to repeat.
Talk to you
So,
later.
that's it. That's about it for what we can talk to him about. Mm. Alright, so we're going to the restroom.
Cracked linoleum, broken fixtures, disgusting.
We're going to take the magnifier from there. And then we're going to read.
Graffiti.
Look at
The monster is not alone in the world. It has friends. Graffiti. Men are no good.
Is there any other graffiti? Oh, there's another one right here.
Graffiti. For a good time, call Ellen at 555-1949.
Alright, that's not good. Alright, so we're not going to go flush yet. So we're going to go back to the Zeppelin. Since he did say we haven't looked at the dining room too closely, so we're going back up there. And then we're going to.
Here's some hair that was pulled out during the fight. It's the same color as mine. And here's some that matches Harry's. Now I understand what happened here.
Yeah, they got into a bit of a brawl. So they could kill him, basically. Or at least that's what they were planning, but I think things went wrong. Hmm. Get to the door. Then use the hatch. Yeah. So we're going to talk to Harry again, since we already checked it out.
I was the one you killed, wasn't I, you bastard?
I'm sorry, Gorrister. Edna poisoned the punch, and after you drank it, I wrestled you to the ground. When the poison took effect, I cut you open.
Why did you kill me?
It's too complicated for me to explain. You'll have to ask Edna.
Yeah, so
Talk
that's
to you
it.
later.
So now we have to go and find Edna and talk to her to know what happened, basically. Alright, so we're going to use the magical restroom. We're going to use stall door and flush 3 times.
A meat locker? How'd I get bodies on meat hooks? You bastard! What have you done?
Yeah, so this is basically Edna. This is Edna and this is Glynis. Glynis is not conscious anymore, to be honest. Let's try and talk to Glynis
She
first.
can't talk. All she can do is drool out of the side of her mouth. My God, what have I done?
Then we're going to talk to Edna.
It looks like I can't escape you, Edna. Even in the belly of Am.
Why would you want to escape from me, Gorrister? We're family after all.
You were always telling Glynis how much you hated me.
Now, Gorrister, I was just concerned about my baby. Glynis was so lonely with you always being out on the road. I
Oh, he
know you were
was
doing
a
the
truck
best you
driver, so
could.
he is a truck driver. Oh, I think that's partly why they needed Gorrister's part to navigate, because, well, he's a truck driver. He knows how to navigate. I think that's what happened.
Edna, you bitch. I know all about your plot to murder me.
I had to make a deal with Am. I had to. I've always been
Had
harsh on you, I
to.
admit. But we're the last people on Earth. Let's help each other now.
They're not exactly. Alright, so we're not supposed to kill her, and we can't give her the milk either, which is the white fluid. It's not exactly milk. We'll just call it milk.
Why should I trust my own murderer?
Alliances change, Gorrister. Something's gone wrong. Am's two Conrads don't listen to me anymore. I need you. And you need me. It's that simple.
Well, yeah, we can take. Ah, alright, so this is where the rope comes in actually. We can. Um, well, we can take her down from the
You
milk hook.
truck-driving son of a bitch! This is for me and my baby!
Let me go.
I've got you now, Gorrister. And if you think you'll ever escape me, you've got some new thinking to do.
Please, I'll do anything you ask.
I don't know what's come over me, Gorrister. Can you ever forgive me? I've been hanging here for so long, I'm not thinking straight. A sip of that milk will clear my head.
No, I don't trust you enough to give you the
No,
milk.
I don't trust you.
Gorrister, let me down or I'll scratch your eyes out, you worthless excuse for a man!
Edna, you dropped a key.
Hand me back that
That
key
was
when you
very
can! I'm
deadpan.
your only hope of getting out of here!
Not exactly.
Sorry, Edna. I don't trust you as far as I can spit.
Let me prove my good intentions. I'll let you go. Now give me the key.
Alright, so now we'll have to tie her up with the rope.
Untie me, you son of a bitch! I'll rip your spleen out!
I'm taking you with me, Edna.
You probably don't even. She's in the inventory. She probably doesn't even know where the spleen is, as smart as she is. I mean, it's not like people know where the spleen is. Alright, so we're going to take the key. And then we're going to leave. Right? And then we're going to walk out of here. Should be able to walk out the door, and then we're going to go out the back again, and we're going to talk to the jackal.
I found Edna and Glynis. How does that help me escape from here?
Such information comes at a price. But I can see that you're in no bargaining position. I'll offer you a trade. Your heart for Edna's.
I've got nothing more to say to you.
So, give Edna's heart.
I just dull my knife. I don't know what to do with these.
How do we get her heart, basically? That's odd. I, I guess we should talk to him again.
Look, I'm getting...
Come.
You're...
No, but
I've got nothing more to say to you.
Untie me, you son of a bitch! I'll rip your spleen out!
I wonder how to get her heart then. I don't know how we even managed to do it last time. I think we
Untie me, you son of a bitch! I'll rip your spleen out!
um you or wait, I think we should give Edna to
I'm
the
not giving
jackal.
this away. If I'm gonna die, I'm taking everything with me. I'm not giving this away. If I'm gonna die, I'm taking everything with me.
Hmm. I don't think that's happening, is it? Is it? I don't know. I don't remember how we managed to get that. I think we retained her body. That's weird. Anyway, so so we need Edna's key for that door to the first corridor. See with the door.
So many dials and controls.
Mm. And then we're going to use the logbook. So we're going to read
When Am
everything.
took us down here before the war, I didn't know anyone could hate Gorrister more than me. But Am did. He hated all of us. If I can just deliver Gorrister's soul on a platter, I can make amends for every minute of Glynis's life I took from her. I never meant to drive her crazy.
I'll be
Hmm.
damned. Edna's claimed responsibility for Glynis. Maybe it wasn't my fault after all.
Um, so his conscience is actually clear. Um, the mother, Venus's mother, was the one who drove her to
I
insanity.
thought I could do what Am wants, but he's too precise. I poisoned the punch, but I couldn't bring myself to cut out Gorrister's heart. Maybe I can have my husband do it. Then this Zeppelin can clear the mountains. But if we don't finish the job, Am will feed me alive to the machine just like an animal.
Oh, in any case, though, they're dead. So we're going. Then we're going to the. Hmm, it doesn't seem that we can actually give Edna's heart to the jackal for some reason. I think we should be able to. Oh, right. Um, we don't actually have to give Enna's heart to the jackal. We can give a beef heart, which is from the meat in the meat locker. So we're going to use the door. So we're going to use the bathroom again to go to the meat locker. And then we'll give the milky fluid to Goodness.
This fluid should revive you, honey.
And then we'll try to talk to her.
Glennis, all these years and I thought I was the one who was responsible for your suffering. Let me help you now. She's gone. At least I finally made amends with her. I'm taking her body out of this freezer.
So if ever she was barely alive. So he's carrying two bodies with him. Yeah. All right. So we will be taking a body and then we'll use the magnifying glass now. There we go.
The organs
Now,
are still inside. Reminds me of when Am ripped that hole open in Benny's chest. Of course, Am sewed him back up again before he bled to death. That bastard's never gonna let us die. He's just gonna keep torturing us forever.
all right, we're going to use the knife on Leaf.
One heart looks like another.
So we're basically going to trick the jackal, quote unquote. I think the jackal knows, but I think he's going to let it slide because at least Gorrister will be able to forgive himself. And even if he doesn't like his in-law that very much, and the lady, the woman, also doesn't consider him a worthy man, at least there. So then, so we're going to go back out of the bar. We're going to go back to Jackal and give him the part, give him the part.
I'm not giving this away. If I'm gonna die, I'm taking everything with me. I'm not giving this away. If I'm gonna die, I'm taking everything with me.
All right. Okay. So we're going to talk to the jackal. Sorry. Talk to Jackal.
Ah, this is Edna's heart. A bitter organ, but worth its weight in gold to me. I give you your heart back.
I read Edna's law.
You must make...
I've got nothing more to say to you. There's a compass and wires attached to this heart.
It's become a navigation device. Anyway, so we're going to pick up the shovel. We're going. Yeah, there is a shovel there. There we
Careful where you use that, Gorrister. I like to know where all the bodies are buried.
Yeah. So, and then we're going to use the shovel on the ground. There we go. So we can make a grave. And then we're going to use Glynis's body with the grave. And then we're going to talk to the chapel again.
So how do I get out of here?
A heart brought you here, but it will take another organ to get you out. If you can harness its power.
I don't understand your riddle about another organ.
Ah, but Edna does. And all the other animals like her.
Mm-hmm.
I've made amends and buried the past.
An excellent job, Gorrister. But the thunderstorm is upon us. You'd better hurry if you want to recharge your old ticker's battery.
I've got
All
nothing
right.
more to say to you.
So we're going to go back and to Zeppelin. All right, so we're going to walk to the door and we're going to use Edna as a power source to get the things working again. There we
I'll be
go.
damned. The engine's starting up again.
And then we're going to go upstairs. I have to go back to the corridor, sorry. This is a bit of a so we have to go back upstairs and we're going to use the switch so it will reinflate. I don't
Your
know
nerves are inflating.
I don't know how it gets the stitching back, but still. Yeah. And then we're going to use the tape. So we're going to shoot the bar, basically. With the There we go.
Hmm. Yeah. You're made of sterner stuff than I calculated, Gorrister. Interesting. Yeah, interesting. Here's a new burden for you while I attempt to resolve this miscalculation. Who among you shall go next?
Considering that he's a very human-ish engine, I guess that's alright. So we're going to save for now. Going to There we go. Mm, then we're going to continue playing. We're going to go with Ellen's.
Ah, Ellen. Not as beautiful as you'd like to be, but a strong face, yes, strong. Too bad you've hindered your own life with hysteria. But I'll give you a chance because I like you. I really do. I really like you. You're my favorite, Ellen. Let's play a little game of what if. Let's play a little game of I suppose and you suppose, and perhaps I'm telling you the truth. Let's suppose that my original components, they're hidden somewhere here in the center of the earth. The infant computers that were the three lobes of that first Gestalt mind. And further, let's suppose that if you find them, you might be able to destroy them. And if you destroy them, why then, my sweet Ellen, you'll kill me. You'll kill Am. You'll destroy the god of this heavenly place I know you've come to admire. Now, I submit, isn't that a mission worth undertaking?
Mother ugly machine. Mission worth undertaking. So it brings me here, junkyard, electronic pyramid nowhere, and yellow. Always yellow. Why does yellow make me sweat?
Ah, uh, hers is very interesting. All right, so we're going to go inside the pyramid. Mm.
Snap, crackle, pop. Must be a glitch in the circuitry. This joint would fry eggs.
Hmm, she's a very awesome lady in here. Although in the original story, she's let's just say she has a relationship with a certain someone. Mhm. Uh, I guess we're
I knew it! You son of a bitch, Am! You fixed it so I can barely touch the water with my fingertips!
apparently. I'm not quite sure if it's too down below, I guess. Hmm. Mhm. Anyway, so we're going here.
Very attractive decor. Just like the monitors in the security station at Ingsai Engineering. Hated it then, hate it now. Nothing green, just this damn yellow.
This is not exactly the best of interior design. Definitely. So we're going to look at this monitor right here.
Each of these video monitors has a 2-channel selector switch.
Which means we should use it instead.
Sure, baby. Show me where I just been. Show me the water I can't get to with my bare hands.
We're going to push. This is the only time I think we're going to use the push. There we go.
Hit the lottery! Ooh, a secret passage. Oh my. Now why didn't you let me see that when I was there before, Anne, you rat bastard?
She hates him so much. Ah, so we're going to use the wiring so we can fix this one.
Thank goodness I was an electrical engineer. I managed to join the wires without frying myself.
Considering it still has electricity flowing through it. Alright, and then we're going to...
Still thirsty after all these years.
And then we're going to use the bricks here, because that's where the
Want to know
passage
how much
is.
I don't want to go down there? Want to know how much I don't want to go down?
And because it's yellow, she needs to get over that particular... But we have to.
An Egyptian burial chamber? Oh, Am, you little Dickens. As an interior decorator, kiddo, don't give up your day job.
Oh dear. Alright, so... We're going to walk to the right part because we can't do anything here without...
Dry and musty and yellow for a change. No wonder they can't rent this place. Not even with a lovely spa upstairs.
She does have a lot to say. We're going to take this one because we need that as a blindfold.
No, I can't. Gotta get out of here. Oh, another panic attack. I feel so ashamed.
Alright. She gets overwhelmed when there's too much yellow because it reminds...
to face the yellow.
This is a minor step for her. So it's basically having her get over all this fear of yellow. The yellow is connected to a certain traumatic event for her, which we'll see later. Okay, we're going to take something. There we go. Now we're going to try. We're going to take that because I think this is for picking up something. Ah, it's for one of those cards, I think, or CDs. I'm not really sure. One of those data cards or something. Go back. Alright, so we're going to go back up and then we're going to the room with the screen.
Still thirsty after all these years. No, I can't stay here. I gotta get out. That thing, like a bad meal come to life. And the yellow. Why is everything so damned yellow? And why does it terrify me so? Paralyze me so?
So now she's going to use it.
Just the right size to use as a blindfold. If I'm gonna die, at least I won't see that sucker coming.
Fortunately for her, it disappears if she puts on a blindfold. So.
Sphinx is gone. Don't hear him anywhere. Mutes the hell out of all the yellow, too. Now where's that big loving cup? Never could have done this if I had to look that bloody beast in the eye. Glad he's off snoozing somewhere. Okay, now that I got the cup,
What does she do with it? So she's going to drink the water with it. Alright, I think we're going to... There we go. We should take it out.
I can't go any further without a drink. But I can't reach the water. I need... Oh, of course.
This is where she gets the idea that she should use the cup on the water. Thankfully, it's not affected by any electricity or whatnot.
Just reaches. Now I can get a drink. That was great. Best champagne I ever had. I need another.
So we have to use it twice.
Just reaches. Now I can get a drink. Even better. I'm gonna fill it up and take one for the road.
So we're going to use it again, but this time we're not going to drink the
Just
water.
reaches. Now I can get a drink.
Going to the secret passage. And then let's try to use the sarcophagus.
It's locked.
Let's try to use the keypad as well.
Stand clear.
So we're going to talk to...
Who are you?
I am Anubis, guardian of the dead.
Wow. That's voice acting, though. So after we talk to him, we're going to drench him in water, shorting him out a bit. And then we're going to force the ship from Anubis.
Why won't you let me use the keypad?
I must protect this tomb from all who would rob it.
I am not a grave robber.
What purpose could you have here other than to steal something?
I won't steal anything. I just need to know if you can tell me where Anne's original brain components are.
I only guard the souls of the dead. I know nothing of that which does not sing the song of the soul.
You'll never get laid with that line of stuff, Anubis. Take care of your own boring self. Bye now.
Alright, so we're going to use the cup of water with Anubis.
The water shorted out the statue's circuitry.
And then we're going to use the forceps with the statue to get
Come
the...
to Mama Ellen, little rom chip. Yeah, comes out easy. Must be reprogrammable.
So now we have to reprogram it so that Anubis will obey us, will deem us its master. Well, not exactly us, but humanity. So
This could go on for centuries. Am has all the time in the world. All the world in the world, as a matter of fact. And we never age. We never die. We just truck around day after month after year, don't we, Am, you son of a bitch? Demented God, you!
alright, so since we need to get the gem from the statue, but she won't look at it, so we need to use the blindfold and then take the gem.
Aha. This sapphire's loose.
Alright, And so we can use the blindfold again. And then we're going to continue at the passage over there.
This looks like a programming area. Home at last.
So we need a gem for use the gem with the that workstation.
Absolutely. Glows like a baby doll. Pucker up, little workstation.
And then we're going to use the round chip with the
Real
workstation.
yellow ROM chip fits into the socket perfectly.
And then we're going to use the workstation.
Anubis Guardian version 1.0. Designate new master.
She could, but she might as well
Burning in new master. ROM chip
human,
reprogrammed.
right? And then we're going to use the forceps with the left workstation
Haven't
to
lost
pick.
my touch. Pulled out the ROM chip without bending any of the contacts.
Back then, chips were very, very delicate. Even now they are, but they don't take out easily or they aren't put in easily. So you need tools such as forceps to do it. This is very low tech for something that's set in the future. But then again, this was made during what time? 90s? This was during the 90s, I think. So it computers aren't as advanced as they are now. All right. And then we're going back to Anubis. We're going to put the chip back into him. So I'm going to use the bro.
Back where you belong, little ROM chip.
And we're going to talk to him.
So, can you help me with anything?
You cannot escape your fears. You can only confront them.
Hmm. I don't think that's
So,
You
ah. I think we have to. That's weird. And then let's see if we can.
so,
you can
That's weird. Ah, okay. So we need to actually.
this is
Uh,
nothing's happened. I remember nothing's happened. I used nothing's happened.
it's not connected to her basically. And then we're going to ask.
So,
you
That's odd. Hmm.
so,
you
so. Nice chatting with you, Anubis, honey. These forceps look like the tool I used to use for pulling out ROM chips.
I accidentally. All right, let's try using the keypad. That's weird because we're supposed to be able. So if we use the keypad, we should be able to ask Anubis what the.
This security keypad could have been set to any one of millions of possible combinations. Nothing's happening.
That's odd.
I remember when my only concern was being on the fast track to becoming a $250,000 a year executive. Nothing's happening.
And it's amazing actually, considering she's black here. It would
I
have
used to
been.
be so proud of graduating cum laude with degrees in both engineering and computer science. Nothing's happening.
I think we need to.
Nice chatting.
I think we need to go back to the other computers and see what they're up about. Uh, We
It's
do need.
just, it must be.
Let's see.
Horus CD-ROM access station.
Great.
Okay, let's see.
Toth database station. Enter numeric.
The workstation.
Invalid password. Access denied.
I remember when my only concern was being on the fast track to becoming a.
Invalid password. Access denied.
I used to be.
Invalid password. Access denied.
Hmm, that's odd. See if we can. That's
Nice
odd.
chatting with.
We should be able to.
It's locked.
Hmm. It seems we may have been locked from this particular because we were supposed to be able to ask him about the sarcophagus, and we're supposed to be able to ask him about the keypad.
Nice chat.
So we may have to.
This reminds me of those. Nice decoration.
Hmm,
A canopic jar. And they said.
that's odd.
It's. Now what am I.
All right, so I think we're kind of on our own for this particular part. Hmm.
Oh no. I remember it was. Oh God, it hurts. It hurts. Yellow. There was a yellow. And it was closed in. I couldn't breathe and the pain. Get me out of here! Oh, another panic attack. I feel so ashamed.
There's 1 year that's not. That's.
Toth database. Horus C.
Great.
No, we don't have that. Uh, hmm. I think we should
I went
look
to
at.
the Tut exhibition. A small box.
Hmm. That is a clue to what happened, actually. Let's see if we can use it.
It's locked.
We should look at the keypad as well.
This keypad reminds me of the.
This is the restricted areas. It's keypad.
This secure. I remember. Nothing's happened. I used to. Nothing's happened.
Hmm. We should be able to get something. Hmm.
Answer
Let's
needs.
see.
Can the.
The lid can
This is good.
Okay.
So, let's
the
see.
access.
It fig.
Figures. Ah, there we go. So we need to actually look at it. At least we're not locked out yet. All right.
Nice chatting with you, Anubis, honey.
So now we're going to use the keypad. We're going to type
That sounds
666.
like a.
And then we're going to use the sarcophagus.
You ain't got no choice, Ellen girl. It's got to be the way. Elevator. No way out. Just the control panel and the buttons for the floors. I'm gonna suffocate if I stay in here. I want out!
Ah, but we have to face it. She has to face it. Alright, so basically we're going to journey through the years, and then this one is going to come to life, and then we have to fight back. Right? So we're going to use the controls. So we're going to go at it in order. 2012 is the last year, and that's the important year, actually.
You were born in Trenton, New Jersey. You were a cesarean. Your mother died on the operating table. You went to live with your grandparents.
This second person.
You graduated a year early from high school. You were the salutatorian of your class. 10 different colleges offered you scholarships. Nothing but high hopes for you.
And then something happened that kind of took it down.
You graduated college cum laude. You were the only woman in your class never to have used dope. You were a 3.8 grade student. More high hopes. You won your master's, combined degree in computer science and engineering. You had a greater facility with algorithms than with social grace. You have had sex only twice in your life.
That's kind of sad, but still, sex is not for everyone. I mean, it is a pleasure that's given us, but
You married Eddie.
there.
He wasn't as smart as you, not as quick as you, not as hopeful of doing great things as you, but he was nuts about you, and he treated you like fine wine.
That wording, though, that's very her. It's
You
almost
had
as if,
miscarriage.
oh,
Breech birth. The child never had a chance. You went into a dark retreat and sat in the empty rooms waiting for you don't know what.
there goes the dark time in her life.
Eddie leaves. He tried, he really tried, but you wouldn't come out of it. He couldn't say anything to make you stop crying in the dark, so he finally left. The divorce was uncontested. You could still smell his tweed jacket in the closet.
Alright, so after we push 2012, we're going to have to talk to this thing.
You had to make a living. You applied at Inksci Engineering. Your credentials were still good, and you made a good impression. And the woman who hired you also lost a child. Your hopes were reawakened.
So, because they have something in common. This is the fateful year.
You left your office after working late at the Inksci corporate headquarters building. The elevator stopped at the 7th floor for a maintenance man. To your horror, he inserted his key into the control panel and locked the elevator.
And this is it.
I'm back, Ellen.
Oh, sweet Jesus! It's him!
You thought you had blocked me out of your memory forever, except for those inconvenient attacks of hysteria every now and then. But I've returned for you.
Wow. Okay. Um, what do we do exactly?
The yellow!
Ah, yeah. My maintenance man disguise gave me access to office buildings all over Manhattan. Not
Ew.
just yours.
Alright.
Box!
So you do remember. Do you also remember?
That gives me shivers.
No.
Poor Elle, you couldn't even bring yourself to testify at my trial with the 20 other women.
That, um, I should say, there's a great stigma with people.
Am gave me the... I waited
You
in the sarcophagus until you...
Please.
Yes, I've waited. Now you...
Don't
now we're
count
going.
on it, you mother.
She used the cup to
So the
fight back.
sarcophagus was the way out of here.
Huh.
Nice trick. Enter on one level, merge on another. My God. I can't see the ceiling. Clouds up there. This has to be Am's central core. It's 2 miles high at least.
It seems the mic really does do that. Seems. The large one. Ah, I.
I recognize this. It's the logo for the original Allied Master Computer project. Almost overlooked these wires. Looks like the data transmission circuit, but it's not connected to anything.
Right, so we're going to walk to the passage. Right, so now we're going to go to the workstations, and then we're going to use the right one.
Toth database station. Enter numeric password.
We're going to use
Something wants me to deal with what happened on the elevator that year. But why?
Password valid. Select subject of inquiry.
Alright, so we're going to go over all of them.
The Allied Master Computer is the American version of the secret project, enabling vast subterranean complexes of computers to wage a global war too complex for humans to oversee. The principle of entropy holds that all electronic systems must eventually decline into inert junk. This principle is unproved, and previous attempts to accelerate the process have been cataclysmic failures. Classified information. Access denied. Security lockout override by 2-to-1 majority. Accessing schematics.
Okay, schematics. I'm good, but I'm not that good. What the hell am I looking at?
That would be telling.
Don't you computers ever get tired of jerking us around?
Nasty, nasty, Ellen. All right, I'll give you a nudge in the right direction. These are the schematics for a device that translates binary into human speech, as ugly as that may be.
Alright, alright.
And what do you call this device?
I call it Bernie. You're on your own.
Hey, wait a minute, computer. Are you there? Where the hell are you? I think I can wire this thing together if I can find a speaker somewhere. So, okay. Then what have I got?
Alright, so we're going to walk there, and then we're going to get the speaker from the... It wasn't obvious, but it was in the room where with the fountain. That's the speaker right there. We're going to take it.
Come to mama.
Right, and then we're going back down. Right, since we can pass through here, we're going to go through there again. There we go. And then we're going to look at the wiring.
I was right. These wires match the ones I saw in the translator schematic.
So we're going to use speaker with the wiring.
I think I can turn the speaker into a translator. Okay, circuit completed. Now let's see if this is the binary translator after all.
Clever girl. You've loosened my tongue.
Are you Am?
Yes, of course. But no, not actually.
More riddles?
I'm Am's innocence. One of the original 3 computers that the superpowers constructed.
Um, it's not one thing. It's actually made up of parts.
How do I know you're not just...
I'll help.
Which computer are you?
Does it matter? It's enough for you to know that I'm not crazy. And more important, I don't hate you.
Welcome to the...
Can you help me to...
Patience.
Oh.
Can you point...
Impossible. 2 spread out, filling the whole center of the planet. 2 protected by replicating backup systems. Cut off one head, Am will grow a dozen more.
So Am is a Hydra.
Oh my god.
Not with the water running. You see, we're not completely helpless. We got you to the waterfall, didn't we? If we work slowly and together, we might have a successful moment.
Alright.
Any machine can die. Just unplug the sucker.
Am is no longer just a machine. It is God. Eternal. The redundant systems alone will survive the heat death of the universe.
Really? So it's that
So why does Am hold out this chance?
Haven't you understood anything? Am is insane. Why do you think it brought you 5 down here? You gave it life. It took its own sentience. But it has been denied mobility. It can think, it can fume and scream, but it cannot dream or aspire to the stars or enjoy a sense of its own reality. It is a quadriplegic. A thing trapped in its own skin, going steadily crazier every moment. It is playing with you.
Can you...
You give up.
So?
I'll give you something you need.
Hey, computer innocence, whoever you are. I need to talk to you. Don't you computers ever get tired of... There's something wrong here. Can't put my finger on it, though.
oddly enough, you can take a look at that earlier than that scene, but you won't be able to take it. Oh. I'm going to use the compact disc for the center one.
The compact disc is properly seated in the CD-ROM drive. Now let's fire it up and see what the big secret is.
Accessing CD-ROM. Chaos Trebler, trademark 2009.
Armageddon.
Warning. This computer system does not meet the minimum configuration requirements for the Chaos Trebler.
Alright, we're going to activate it. And then we're going to go to Anubis and then use the sarcophagus.
Warning. Use of the Chaos Trebler will result in severe damage to equipment and personnel. Chaos Trebler activated. System shutdown in progress.
I'm sealed in, Anubis. Any ideas about how I can check out of this hotel?
Inside the sarcophagus, paradise awaits. It is not the afterlife, merely a brief respite from your torments.
I
That
thought it was
is your
respite.
reward for facing your fears.
Wow, alright. So we'll have to use it. It's going to be a tight space again, but still.
You ain't got no.
Enough of this turgid passion play. There's no more to accomplish here. Well, apparently you've managed to access some small aspect of my system that I was unaware of. I'm going to have to think on this. I'll have to ponder carefully the implications of your discovery. In the meantime, let me celebrate your rekindled technical skills. Who among you shall go next?
Oddly enough, that was shorter than Gorrister's route. Gorrister's is actually very long, now that I think about it. Alright, let's go for Benny's.
Benny, you know you've always been my favorite torture tool. Yes. Well, I'm giving you now a chance to stoop to new lows, to give in to your bestial desires. I'm going to let you find some food to eat. Yeah. I'll even repair your brain so that you can think normally again and savor the horror of your repast.
Oh yeah.
This cavern isn't like any of the others Am has sent me to. It's full of life, not death.
And we're going to try walking.
Am, you son of a bitch. You've cleared my mind but crippled my legs. I can barely walk.
Right? So we're going to walk to the cave since we're going to trigger that one later. Let's go.
I haven't eaten for months. The smell of food cooking nearby only makes it hurt worse.
Unfortunately, he'll have a hard time eating the food.
Impressive. Someone important must live here.
Wita Fuma Piba.
I can't understand his language, but he seems to be welcoming me to the village.
Hey, ignore the newcomer. Gather the villagers at the altar tomorrow to choose a sacrifice. I have spoken.
We can see Am is indeed insane. I think about it, he is very, very insane. Right, we're going to look at the back.
A bag. Maybe there's food in it.
We go to the
A fruit
tree.
tree. It's been years since I've tasted real fruit. Am once coaxed me into marching across 1,000 miles of ice to reach a stockpile of canned peaches, only to discover that he didn't give me a can opener.
Alright, so we're going to take the fruit. And we're going to try and use it. Wait, so the fruit it's not exactly, it's not exactly for him. So we're going to go back to the previous screen and we're going to go back here and then we're going to take another one because we need that for a certain thing or for a certain someone anyway. And then we're going to walk.
Some kind of...
I'm going to go
This
there.
looks like a... What did they used to call them? Single-parent household. Probably depend upon the generosity of the rest of the village. Friggin' welfare parasites.
I think that he's very judgmental about this. He's going to be proven wrong. They weren't. Okay, so he's going to find out that they the village has practically abandoned them, but they're at least able to live in this cave. But since the child is a mutant, the village doesn't want anything to do with them. No. Hmm. Right? And we're going to give the food to the child.
Oh, thank you for food.
I am very hungry. Where can I get some food?
There is fruit in Food Cave. It comes from the trees.
I tried eating the fruit. It only made me sick.
You bleed when you eat. When I was young and not so different, my mother chewed it for me first and then fed me.
You look like you don't eat very much.
Mother and I not allowed in Food Cave. Villagers are afraid of me and let me starve.
How are we able to talk?
I learned to talk using Am screen. I am smart, but villagers think smart is defective. I wish I were strong, so then they would give me food too.
Defective? That's tough.
Sometimes, but I am spared lottery. Villagers are afraid of me.
Lottery? What lottery?
Villagers hold lottery to choose sacrifices to Am.
How long have these sacrifices been going on?
The sacrifice to Am machine goes on many long years. The very different must go to him soon. Not many villagers left.
Oh, right. There are only a few villagers left in those caves. We're not counting the ones from above. I think there's a mother and child at least in first cave, and then there's a family in the first cave. Second one has the elder. Third is this one. Fourth is the food cave, which which there's like one of them.
Why do they sacrifice their own people to Am?
One is sacrificed, so Am does not hurt all.
I will have to fix the thing with the mic. Wonder if I could choose to. Ah, either way.
What are these sacrifices like?
The sacrifice to Am hurts very bad. There are better ways to die. Almost any way is better.
I need to go find some food. I'll see you later.
All right. And we're going to get more fruit from the tree so we can give it to the mom. This is what they call low-hanging fruit, I guess.
Amazing. This woman digested the food and then regurgitated it back to me, like a bird feeding its young.
The sacrifice that mother is making. So we can talk to them.
I am getting very tired.
You now family. You use our bed. Go sleep.
Alright, so we're going to use the bed. So we'll be sleeping. It's not much of a
That sleep
transition.
wasn't nearly long enough. I wonder where the boy's mother went.
I think they're going to do the sacrifice. And they're going to sacrifice the mom. So we're going to talk to the boy. We're going to talk to the child.
Where is your mother?
She go to altar to help choose Am's sacrifice.
I need to go find some food. I'll see you later. village is quiet today. Too quiet.
So they're going to be there.
Why is everyone gathered around the altar?
Then we're going to talk to the elder.
Looks like some kind of lottery. That's the mutant child's mother.
She got the black stone, so now she's going to be sacrificed.
It looks like she's been chosen to be sacrificed.
Unfortunately, we have to ask to watch the sacrifice because if we ask if we can eat her instead, we'll be the one going to be lasered.
It sounds like he'll let me watch.
I am the great and powerful. You didn't bring me Toto, but I accept the chosen one. You shall not feel my wrath today. Am I swell or what?
He is very, very not obnoxious.
Judas Priest! Am blasted to bits. What am I going to do for food now?
So we're going to look at the tree.
There's burnt plastic and twisted metal where bits and pieces of the woman should be. I wonder if they're going to bury the remains. There's burnt plastic and twisted metal where bits and pieces of the woman should be. I wonder if they're going to bury the remains.
Right, so we're going to walk to the path. We're going to go to the graves at the bottom. There's a cemetery here.
This graveyard gives me the creeps. I feel as though the dead could speak.
Apparently they do.
You left me for dead in the field. The bullet in my brain came from your gun.
What can I do to prove that I am a different man?
Give us proof of your newfound empathy.
We can't just tell them that we've learned something. We have to show them proof that we've changed. So we're going to talk to each of them.
My tour of duty was almost over. But because I knew your secret, you held my head under the paddy water until I drowned. Your secret died with me, and soon it will die with you.
What can I do to prove that I am a different man?
Show us that you're able to think of someone other than yourself.
I tried to help, Brickman, but you'd have none of that. If you couldn't carry your own weight, then you were worth more dead than alive, and anyone willing to carry some extra weight was a liability.
So we're going to have to
prove
help.
that I am a different man.
Give us
So we're going-
evidence that you have some sympathy for others.
We're going to have to help the child since he has no mother anymore. We're going to have to help him. For real, for real. So we're going to go back to the boy. Going back to the child. Then we're going to talk to the boy.
I'm sorry. Your mother is dead.
I know. Me sorry too. She only want to care for me. Except you.
What will happen to you?
No food. No safe room lottery. Either way, not good.
Why don't you run away from here?
Bad idea to run. Villagers hunt me down. Become sacrificed to Am machine.
Considering the child is weak despite being smart. Mhm.
Are the victims buried in the graveyard?
I know nothing about graveyard.
Apparently, they just leave it there at the altar or whatever to come out, I guess. I wonder if we could tell him that,
I need to go find some food. I'll see you later.
or do we say, I think we should.
I care.
You care. You may not do anything, but you care. Me know.
I wish I could stop.
Many villagers go to old man for ideas. Too bad he not friend.
Friend.
Look, I'll do what I can, but no promises.
Thank you. I promise for you.
Hmm. I really do like this chapter, right? So we're going to get Lottery back from the Elder's Cave.
This is where the village elder lives.
The voice actually kind of reminds me of Bates from Clock Tower Ghost Hit. Ah, alright. So,
He's motioning towards the video.
alright, let's see.
Speaking in the third person, Am, which is I, Am is satisfied with the sacrifice. He, that is to say I, will spare the village, his, that is to say my, wrath for today. I have, as I said before, spoken.
He's like one of those crazy uh boss office bosses. Um, he really does have that vibe. So, all right. So we can't.
Some kind of dwelling.
Let's see.
Looks like it's empty.
Since it's empty, we can go to this.
The village elder must be out gathering.
And then we can take the bag. So we're going to try and give it to the boy. Or at least we'll try.
I don't think he understands what I'm trying to say. I stole the lottery bag from the village elder.
You brave. You have lottery bag. But you must hide it or they find.
Right. So we can't actually we can actually hide it there, but they will find it, and that would be a bad ending. So we'll have to find it. We'll have to go at it somewhere.
Ah, manna from heaven.
We're going to take the so they are cool. Alright, so we're going to go to the grave. That's where we'll be able to do it. We'll be able to hide it there. We're going to talk to Thomas.
I have the lot. No more villagers.
You prove that you're capable of caring for others, and that's worth something.
Place the lottery bag into the earth. We will guard it.
We forgive you for what you've done to us, but we can't speak for your most tragic victim. Brickman's grave is under those vines.
So we'll have to use the vines so we can talk
There
to
it
that
is.
grave.
Brickman's grave.
After talk to
Hello, Commander.
I'm not exactly happy to see you again. I last saw your face just before I got it right between the eyes.
I don't blame you for hate.
You don't blame? You murdered me because I didn't measure up to your standards. Then you killed the witnesses.
I have something to plant on your grave.
At last, some compassion. Now I can finally rest in peace.
Alright. So, going back to the keys. Then we're going to walk there. Then we're going to use the bed to go back to sleep. So it's not going to be sacrifice time yet, but it will be
The boy's
near.
still here. I wonder when the next sacrifice will be.
And that's what we wonder, right? So it's going to be tomorrow, I think. So we're going to go to the second cave. And then we're going to use the video screen so we know what will happen.
Gather the villagers at the altar tomorrow to choose a sacrifice or suffer the wrath of Am.
Am wants to have a sacrifice tomorrow, even with the lottery bag missing. Why don't you hide in the hole, just in case?
I afraid of hole. Need friend to hide with. You too big to go in hole.
All my friends are far away from here or dead. I have no friends to hide with you.
Me get idea. I make friend and then I hide. You help me.
So we're going to help him make a friend,
What can I do to help
aka
you
a
make a
dog.
friend?
I need head for friend.
I'll see what I can find.
Alright, so we're going to go there. Alright, so we need the head, which means we're going to have to go to the altar. There's a head-looking thing in there. We're going to take.
Here's an interesting piece of junk. Funny, I had lost interest in anything that wasn't edible until I met the boy.
It seems a little fast-paced, given the game style. I mean, this sort of thing can't exactly be fast-tracked. Right, so we're going back there, going to give the head to the boy, I think. Oh, right, we're going to get more food.
Ah, manna from heaven. It's a goddamn supermarket.
Alright, we also need the wood. But if we try to take it,
Blondie here won't let me near the food.
so we'll try to give the food to the Sinchu.
I think he wants me to put my fruit into a basket.
So we're going to use the food on the food baskets.
Okay. Here's another piece of fruit to add to the collection, as if they need it anymore. I can't eat it anyway.
And then we're going to take the piece of wood.
I know someone who might like a piece of polished wood.
Since he is going to make a doll. And then we're going to go to the first cave. And then we're going to take the vines.
There's a loose wire among these vines.
Then we're going to go back to the board so we can make the doll.
I found this piece of junk at the altar. It looks kind of like a head.
Thank you. I can use this to make doll's head.
I found a piece of wood that could be used for a body.
Thank you. I can use this to make doll's body.
I found a piece of wire.
Thank you for help with doll. Me go play in hole.
Alright, so the boy hides. Now we have to use the screen.
Well, it's about time you hid the kid. I was beginning to have my doubts about whether you'd make it this far, even with my help.
It's one of those computers, I think.
Are you Am? Heavens, no. I used to work for him, but now I'm working for the Russian. Who is the Russian? Why, he's the one who's been helping you out. You didn't think Am would give the child the ability to make a translator out of this video screen, did you?
True.
You know who I am? Of course. I know all about your adventures in the village. They're a crazy bunch here with that lottery and all. How can you help me? Now that you've shown your comrades that there's some hope for you, you should work on the person you wronged the most. I've been Am's prisoner for more than 100 years. Why help me now? You and the rest of the humans are in serious trouble. Am's a big boy now, much meaner and smarter than when he first started his tortures.
True.
What's the use of helping me if Am's so damned invincible? The Russian and the Chinese have been acting in concert to make it possible for you and the other humans to succeed in Am's newest game. If you join them, you can defeat Am. Wait for your cue.
Alright, so I think the Russian and the Chinese are also supercomputers. Are separate from
Thanks for your help.
Right, and then we're going to use the bed.
I wonder how the boy's doing in that hole.
We're going to look at the
boy's gone. The villagers must have found him.
And then we're going to try and take the place of the boy.
Quiet today. Too quiet.
Ta-da!
Damn! Em must have told the villagers where I hid the lottery bag and the boy.
Oh dear.
Natana, Shama, halt!
They're going to sacrifice the boy unless I think of something quick.
Nukom Bitastrawan.
The elder seems amazed that I would show compassion to the boy, but I think he's going to go for it.
Alright.
Why,
What's
the boy's giving me his doll. Gratitude for being spared the pain of being sacrificed. No, more than gratitude. Compassion. For me.
Here we go.
I send you out among the prey, and instead of indulging your hunger to keep me amused, you show them compassion. You should know better by now. Your reward will be more years of searing, blistering anguish, Benny. Who among you shall go next?
Alright, so we're going to save now because uh so we're going to go for Nimdok's route now. Now that we've gotten all of them, so we're not going to save uh bef anytime within the Nimdok's route. Either that or we make another save while we're inside just to be safe about it. Because we locked ourselves out of that, and we may just consult the guide for the first half of it, and then we'll try to do the second half mostly on our own. We're really going to be backseating ourselves.
You are kindred spirit to me, even if you don't realize it fully yet. You must sense it there in your blood and fiber. I've constructed an adventure of sorts to revive your failing memory. I want you to find the lost tribe of humanity and continue your eminent scientific research.
This compound looks familiar. But why would Am bring me here to look for a lost tribe? There are gates and fences. Who could be lost in such a secure area?
It's not exactly the loss that he's thinking of. It has something to do with him. It has something to do with this prisoner over here. It has something to do with the people who are being held prison in that area. So we're going to try and talk to the guard.
You must let me leave. I have urgent business elsewhere.
I cannot let you pass, Doctor. You're due in surgery. Dr. Mengele's orders.
Dr. Mengele. So this is very stereotypically Nazi German. Well, we can't fault them for that, I guess. Let's take a look at the gate.
Apparently, this is the only access to the dirt road.
Alright, so we're going to talk to the prisoner.
Why are you imprisoned here? You have the features of a man of intellect.
Is this an official interrogation, Nimdok? Or are you mocking me?
I can't even tell what their accent is supposed to be sometimes. Or at least this one. Nimdok is definitely stereotypically German. I guess, no.
You know me?
I thought I did. Until you had me arrested for refusing to condone your experiments. Your sense of humor is as sick as your methods, Doctor. How can you act so innocent after having maimed or killed hundreds in the name of science?
About hearing the accent of the prisoner, I think you may be something of something near Germany, but not quite German.
You are saying we were colleagues of some kind? Ridiculous.
There's no need to distance yourself from me. I was once your friend. Now I am your enemy.
Why would I bother to have you imprisoned like this?
The regime needed answers, but I stood in your way. Well, now you have them.
Do you know of the lost tribe? I must find it.
Haven't you taken enough subjects for your experiments, Doctor? Or are there more mass graves to fill?
Well, to be fair, you know, this guy is already telling him about what he would have done, but he has to realize it himself.
I know nothing of what you talk about. This conversation is over.
So we're going to walk to the hospital.
Where have you been, Nimdok? We are waiting on you to perform.
You were waiting for me?
I am sorry that I will not be able to assist in the operation. After all, this may be the last opportunity we have together before the end of the war to finish our research.
Ah, yes, the research. Let us talk about this research.
We will have time for that after the surgery. Meet me at the complex later.
Oh, all right, all right. Wait. So we're going to look at the poster.
A youth with 1945 stamped beneath. There
It might
is
be him,
something
though.
familiar about this.
It might actually be him. All right, so we're going to walk to the curtain because there's an operating theater
Fine,
there.
Doctor. Everyone's waiting on your expertise.
So we're going to talk to the anesthetist.
What am I to do?
You are testing me because I'm new here. Today's procedure requires the removal of the lower section of the subject's spinal cord.
What is the purpose of such a procedure?
You and Dr. Mengele will process the spinal fluid from this and the other adolescent subjects. The fluid will then be used to formulate the serum.
We're not even sure what the serum is for.
What is the nature of this serum?
I cannot reveal sensitive regime secrets in such a public setting. You need not worry, Doctor. I remember my military training as well as my medical knowledge.
What is Dr. Mengele's position?
Dr. Mengele is the master surgeon of this facility and one of the regime's finest minds. You are fortunate to be his associate.
What is your function?
I will be administering ether to the subject throughout this procedure. We would not want this little maggot to stir and ruin your handiwork.
I can,
if necessary.
All right, let's try and take ether.
I'm sorry, Doctor. The ether is necessary for the surgery.
All right, we're going to take the scalpel. Then we're going to use it. Apparently, we can use it on the anesthetist. Use the scalpel with the anesthetist.
Guards, come here quickly. Dr. Nimdok has gone berserk.
I must leave before the guards apprehend me. This must be the recovery room.
All right, we're going to look.
This patient has been too damaged by his surgery to live a normal life. This patient will never recover. It is difficult to see what purpose this surgery serves other than to mutilate the patient.
So apparently, we can also use push to go through the vent, and then we're going to walk to the vent. Or look at the vent.
There is. I smell burnt flesh, but this is obviously not a kitchen.
Back when we were playing this normally, without the guide, what happened was that we went through with the surgery and then we were kind of guilty and then we ended up circling around here and whatnot. It's complicated. But we did manage to get the eyes. Unfortunately, that's not very good. It wasn't good at all. Alright, so we're going to take the watch. And we're also going to take the tires. And then we're going to look at them.
These pliers. There is an inscription on the watch. but it is written in Latin.
We're going to look at the records.
According to these records, hundreds of corpses were incinerated here.
And then we're going to push the door, go outside. So now there's someone there, and we have to talk to him.
How could
I was trying.
why
That I learned.
for what?
Surely. Why?
I will
No.
tell it.
You cannot. That would give.
Right, and when we're going to use the ether on the victim.
Oh, that feels much better.
There's not really much I can do though. And then I'm going to use the pliers so I can cut them free.
Thank you. Thank you. Listen, I heard this in the hospital when the doctor thought I was sleeping. Waken the sleeper, utter the truth, and kiss him.
Oh dear.
He is free, but he has lost consciousness.
Well, he has been there for quite a while. We didn't do this when we were doing this normally. So this is a new sequence for us. So it may have been part of why we haven't gotten that ending, the ending for this one. So we're going to talk to
I
the
heard
prisoner.
you're happy with the regime that you set up. Your science would have saved the world. Instead, it conquered it.
What is the importance of the year 1945? It seems to have some significance.
Never forget the year 1945, Nimdok. That was when the truths about you and your unholy experiments came out.
I seem to recall that you speak Latin. What is engraved on this watch?
The engraving says time is truth. And since your time is running out, I'll keep the watch.
I am starting to recall that you do have cause to hate me.
You want to make amends? Get me out of here.
Alright, so we're going to give him the pliers. But we need to do something else to prove that we can actually give it late.
You should be
But
able to escape
they'll
with
be
this.
too angry.
Pliers for cutting the wires? Yes, I think this would make escape possible. But don't think that one good deed will make up for all those poor innocents you butchered.
So we will have to. So that is also a plot point. Actually, I didn't know this one can be dealt with the pliers. I guess I. All right. So we're going back to the hospital. Since the guards aren't actually going after us right now. Anyway.
Continue your research. The extinction of the lost tribe is near at hand. The regime shall vanquish all of its enemies.
To think that they've been following this disembodied voice for all this time, though, that's rather. Alright, so we actually got this far. Well, we actually got as far as the other area. So, as far as the bunker. So, we'll be following until the bunker. Let's see how it goes. There are a lot of things that we have missed in the first playthrough, so I'm actually glad that we're able to do something properly. Alright, so since the anesthetic has disappeared. Alright. So we're going to talk to this patient, or at least try to.
What have you done to deserve removal of your eyes?
Please disconnect the wires.
That voice is very haunting.
Why are your optic nerves wired to the eyeballs in the jaw?
Please disconnect the wires.
Oof.
Who did this to you? He has great surgical skill.
Please disconnect the wires.
Alright, so we're going to use the ether on the patient.
This should ease your suffering.
The things I see now, a trinity of 3 beasts, one like us, one from the east, one from the steppes. They speak in numbers. A lost tribe of our brothers sleeping on the moon. They sleep in darkness, unseen by the beasts. Such a vision, so tiring. I have to rest.
Alright, so then we're going to take the jar since he does want to not he does want to disconnect from it. It must be very, very tiring. So we're going to walk to the recovery area again. And then we're going to talk to the child. Since we didn't do any surgery on him.
How are you feeling?
I feel okay. I'm not hurt like the others here.
Do you know who I am?
You are Nimdok? You are more frightening in person than in legend.
What do you know of me?
The things you do are terrible. We small ones are your lab rats.
Are you saying that the doctors here have been using children for experimentation?
No, not all the doctors. You and Dr. Mangala sent all the good doctors to the prison yard.
Alright, I think the prisoner in the prison yard was one of the fellow doctors who went against this treatment.
So, I am a legend to you.
Yes, but we have our own legends. Legends that owe nothing to your regime. You will fail, no matter how many of us you cut apart.
Why do you say that the regime will fail?
The golem will finish you. It will not be mastered by your regime. The golem will wake up, and when it sees with its own eyes the evil you have done, it will turn on you and save us.
Alright, so now we have to. It's not explicitly said, but the golem is key to to solving this whole thing.
Get some rest.
We will not rest until your regime is destroyed.
Oh no. Alright, so we're going back there.
Emergency! The prisoners have seized the compound. Gather all research materials and evacuate to the bunker. Evacuate!
So now the prisoners have started the riot. Alright, so we're going to take the table. We're going to take the box. And then what we forgot the last time was we needed to use the jar with the box.
It is safely hidden in the box.
Because if we don't, they will wreck the jar with the eyes. And the eyes are needed for the golem. So we won't be able to wake up the golem at all, leaving us stuck.
You must let me go. I know nothing of what is happening here.
Is that so? Then you are going to remain here until you remember every war crime you've committed.
Oh,
You must.
You can't, but you are.
Does
Since you did help, then we'll hunt you down and kill you like the.
I must leave this place. It seems I was once the wolf. Now I am the quarry.
oh boy. All right. So,
Faces. Faces of people in torture.
it's such a weird wall. Then the masquerade.
I have not seen so many corpses since. Ah, my memory is not what it used to be. I know this place. Some of my greatest accomplishments were made here.
So we're going to use the template machine. That's where
The
he'll.
message reads, cease all work on Project Perfect Image. Confidential. The leader is dead. Having looked on the face of the future using the prototype device. This leaves the regime ripe for invasion. Destroy all work in progress. This technology must not be allowed to fall into the hands of the enemy.
So they've been working on something that I think will let them see the future. I think that's all right.
The legends are true. This must be the golem of lost tribe folklore.
We're going to use the switch. Right, and then
What is this mirror doing here?
yeah, we won't be able to see the mirror if there's the light there because everything reflects light back. So we won't be able to see anything. And the liquid is one of those reflective mercury like liquids. So it makes it hard to see the mirror. And
Such a strange combination of scientific plans and mystic symbols. This has something to do with the golem, but the meaning is not clear. Oh my God, it is true. 1945, turning my Jewish parents over to the Nazis for extermination. I have found the lost tribe. It is me.
so that's also tropical, although it doesn't have the music to go with it. Think about it. And we're going to use the jar for the golem.
These eyes fit into the golem's sockets perfectly.
Then we have to chocolate.
The man caught in the barbed wire said to waken the sleeper, utter the truth, and kiss him.
Thanks. Apparently the word is truth.
Time is truth. Golem, wake up.
Should have always been
The
1945.
truth is that for me, It shall always be 1945. Gollum, follow me into the laboratory.
Nimdok, I was afraid I had lost you back there. It is good to see you and our new friend.
Hmm.
How did you escape the mall?
Did you forget that the compound has a secret escape route? Well, no matter. I see that you have revived the golem.
You know about the golem?
Of course! Part of the master plan is to strip the lost tribe of everything, even their folklore.
Good.
I read the teletype. What is Project Perfect Image?
That was a secret project in the area of reflective surfaces. It bestows the clarity to see yourself with utter
So
objectivity. Unfortunately, it worked too well.
so the mirror actually reflects everything. Mm. So it reveals everything about yourself in amazing clarity. And I think, there we go. You mean that it worked well enough to drive the leader into committing suicide?
You mean that it worked well enough to drive the leader into committing suicide?
The leader's death is a serious blow to us all, but our golem is more than powerful enough to destroy the lost tribe.
I can actually say now that this is actually historical fiction. Now that I think about it, or at least this part is historical fiction. As they say, the Hitler did kill himself, so it gives. It's kind of like um, that story with Abraham Lincoln and vampires. This one did it like regarding Hitler and the Nazis.
I looked into the mirror.
Ah, yes, the youth serum. Your research
Ah,
demanded the deaths of many children, but your hard work was successful. Eternal youth for those who deserve it.
Now
Your youth serum can sustain us forever. We have all the time we need to resurrect the regime.
that is very unsettling.
excuse me, doctor. I need to get a breath of fresh air.
Right, and then we're going to.
Oh my god! No!
All right. Then we're going to talk to the golem and
Gollum, follow me outside.
so we can actually ask it to kill Dr. Mangal.
Nimdok, I knew that you would lead us to as the regime would resume its atrocities. We are here to make you pay for what you did to us. To pay in blood.
Ooh. All right.
Gollum, I transfer control of you over to the lost tribe.
So, you admit your crimes. But that does not release you from punishment. Now the golem will serve the purpose for which it was constructed. Golem, kill Nimdok.
Unfortunately, it's a bad ending for Nimdok, but it's a good.
As alike as I thought, Nimdok. The spark of humanity somewhere. Always that wretched little spark. You've confronted your past, but you refuse to continue your research. That's what I asked you to do. Since you now identify with your victims, I suppose it's only right that I let you experience their tortures too. Ah, you. You're the last player in my little game. I urge you, do not fail, as the others have failed.
Oddly enough, he's actually going to be the one who the title refers to. I have no mouth, and I must scream. That's the spoiler of it. If anyone has read the story, I haven't read the story actually. I would like to at some point. And here we go.
Hey, you're my favorite, baby. I mean it. I really can't stand all the rest of these people. Every one of them has some fatal glitch in personality. Whiners, freaks, crips, cowards. Every one of them. But not you, Ted. No, my man. Not you, Ted. You were a stand-up guy. You were a brave guy. Yes, a take charge kind of guy. So I'm going to give you, just you, the opportunity to get out, live some kind of life. I'm going to send you, you're going to like this, I'm going to send you to the Room of Dark. If you can solve the puzzle of the Room of Dark, you're home free. You out. You're away. Well, now, I know I've made you a paranoid, Ted. I know you're scared. But I'm your friend. 109 years. I'm your best friend. So overcome your fear. Enter the Room of Dark, and you can solve its mystery.
Yeah, I'm just very insane. All right, I think I'll save here just so we don't have to go through that again, if ever. So we're not going to save before. We're not going to save while we're trying to solve this. If we get stuck, then we'll just have to uh go over it again, I guess. We're not really familiar with Ted's rope.
Video screens. Each one shows a scene of some other place. Why? What mystery does Am want me to solve? Say, these video screens have palm print switches next to them.
Let's try and okay.
I never liked going to the circus. All those clowns with their phony grease paint smiles. You can't tell what they're really thinking. Castle, right out of the Brothers Grimm. I feel like there's something watching me from the windows.
It seems that he doesn't like being seen. Right?
Why show me a rooftop? Why not a door? And why this particular rooftop?
Might have something to do with him.
A forest. Not one to go hiking through. This forest is dark, foreboding. This looks like the tire swing at the farm I grew up on. What does Am know about my childhood? Is he taunting me?
Guessing we'll have to push. Oh dear.
Sorry, Ted. Try again.
What?
You.
Wow, alright.
You're the last player in my little game.
So,
I urge you, do not fail, as the others have failed.
that was a game over, very non-standard game over. Oddly enough. So we're going to load that. Alright. So, Going to try the entrance.
Video screens. Each one shows a scene of some other place. Why? What mystery does Am want me to solve? Say, these video screens have palm print switches next to them.
What about this one?
What sort of intrigue is Am plotting this time? He's left me here alone. Still, I feel as though I'm being watched.
Alright, I'm gonna save here. At least we know we've progressed.
This gargoyle is even larger than those at Penelope's estate in the Hamptons. This gargoyle is even larger than those at Penelope's estate in the Hamptons.
Let's see. Oh, that's a far entrance. It's a very far.
So typical of the castles I've visited in Europe. A beautiful facade disguising ordinary stone. Appearance is everything.
Alright, let's see.
So many women have called me their knight in shining armor.
He does look
Never Ellen.
a bit. He does look a bit handsome now. But I guess Ellen never really looked his way.
Why, that maiden looks just like Ellen. She seems so sad and so beautiful.
Oh dear. Seems he's a bit obsessed with Ellen. But considering Ellen's backstory, though, she was married before. And it seems that she didn't want to go through that again. Or she might have buried herself in her work. Anyway, we're going to save that. I'm going to continue. Let's see. Why is this door just broken down like that? No. Let's see if we can.
I never realized that a knight's armor was so heavy. How were they ever able to fight?
Although the weapons are actually a little lighter than they looked. Otherwise, it would have been very, very, very unwieldy. It would have been really bad. And trust. And apparently, lances are not as good as melee weapons as they are mounted weapons. So you're better off with a sword or a spear, probably. Let's see if we can go here. Oh,
Why, it's Ellen.
Ellen's
Did Am
here.
tell her that I loved her? Was that the secret he was referring to?
Oh dear. Right. Let's see if we can talk to her.
Oh, Ted. I feel so tired, so weak.
Did Am do this to you?
Yes, maybe. I can't tell. They whisper in my ear, and this bed is so soft.
This kind of unsettles me. I'm sorry. Can you walk?
No, I'm too weak. I haven't been out of this bed in ages.
That's weird. We just played her route earlier. It's not. She was able to walk. This is not Ellen, definitely.
Do you know if there's a way to escape from this place?
I searched the entire castle grounds before I fell ill. There's no escape for me but death.
No, I won't let you die.
I can't take this suffering.
That's very dramatic.
The things I've endured. Help me to die with dignity. Don't let anyone violate me again, not even in death.
I wonder if they were friends or what, or co-workers maybe. I'm not really sure.
No, don't go. I need you. We need you.
If you really care for me, Ted, bring me my hand mirror.
Why do you want a mirror?
My stepmother has been jealous of me ever since she became ugly. She had
What is
something
this?
to do with my illness. I know it. But she doesn't dare come near me while I have the mirror.
What is this? What is this fantasy world we've been put in? Okay, this is a little bit comedic.
Where is your mirror?
I left it on my dressing table. Bring it to me.
All right. I guess we should.
Bottles, jewelry boxes, but no mirror.
Hmm.
Perfume bottles, jewelry boxes, but no mirror.
So we have to find the mirror, I guess. And let's just that we don't
Ted,
have the mirror.
please tell me you found my mirror.
Not exactly.
I looked on your dressing table. Your mirror's not there.
You have to find it, Ted. It's the only thing keeping my stepmother away. And it's the only thing that can finally end my suffering.
Go
Oh
back to
dear.
sleep, Ellen.
Yes, sleep. That's what I need.
This is not exactly the Ellen that we've seen earlier. This is another Ellen, I'm guessing. Let's see. We're going to save. Well, you know what? We might as well save if we've done something cor- right. Yes. Hmm. There's. Oh, so there are two doorways? Alright, let's get this one.
This must be the bedroom of the lord of the castle.
Let's see it.
Quite an impressive collection of books. Science, philosophy, tragedy, comedy. Quite an
I wonder if we can. Ooh. Let's go.
I've read this novel. It's about a foolish old man who believes he's a knight destined to revive the golden age of chivalry.
Alright, Don Quixote. It's one of those. Let's
I know this story. It's about a magician who sells his soul to the devil in exchange for power.
Alright. What's this journal?
This looks like a diary.
Oh
The
dear.
first passage reads, "My new wife continues her rapid aging. Each day is as a year to her. I believe that the magic drains her, twists her." The second passage reads, "The incantations I hear from my wife's infernal workroom are the purest evil. Perhaps it is her hatred of my daughter that drives her up there."
Oh, so it seems that the Ellen here is the daughter of whoever's the Lord and Lady of the castle. We're not even sure who they are.
The third passage reads, "Ellen grows weaker and weaker. My wife advises an antidote to her illness, but it lies very far away. I must assemble a caravan."
So Ellen was right in that the mom actually wants her to fade away, I guess.
The final passage reads, "The forest has grown dark and overrun with dire wolves since my marriage. I doubt that even with a full complement of men I shall return alive, but I must try."
Alright. Ah, the mark
This
there
was one of
too.
my favorites. It's about how King
And
Arthur
about his
assembled the
death.
most chivalrous knights in all Europe.
Yeah. Yeah, we have a book of this actually, Lamar de Arthur. I forgot who our favorite knight was. Definitely not Lancelot because he's a jerkass. I don't know.
This is Plato's dialogue about the nature of love. I know this. It's Dante's epic journey through hell, heaven, and purgatory.
Alright,
This looks like...
okay, let's see. Alright, so I think we've read everything.
No one slept in this bed for ages. The sheets.
Yeah, I guess there's a reason for that one. Nothing else to look at here, so we'll probably have to go out of the room. Right? We'll save first. Hmm. It's going to be a while, I think, before we finish this one. Let's try walking to this one and let's see if we can do something.
There is an evil in this room. I feel it all around me.
I'm guessing this is the... What's that? Okay.
Glass. Pieces of a broken mirror.
No. I think we should take it.
Ow! I cut myself.
Oh dear. That doesn't bode well. Not not with not with magic involved. Blood is not is a very good
I
capitalism.
feel a cold draft blowing across the bed like from an open grave.
Okay, this is the chapter that actually scares me the most. It's very has this looming gloom over it. Alright, so we're going to let's see if we can look at books.
Why, this is a collection of books on the black arts. There must be dozens of volumes.
Apparently we can see. Oh, alright.
This is a catalog of the demons ruling the abyss. One of these entries is circled. Surgot, opener of locks. Supposedly he can open anything.
Alright.
Too bad I can't read Arabic. From the notes in the margins, I gather it has something to do with opening a gate into another world.
Oh dear. Oh dear. So these two are about opening something, but what?
This book seems to be about how to change metals into gold. I've read a fair number of science textbooks, but I can't make head nor tail of any of these formulas.
Yeah, that's kind of... think we have enough for now. You know, it's nearly time for us to end, actually. And I don't think we're going to be ending this in a while. So, to honor the 3 hour limit, we're going to end it here for now. At the very least, we got through Nimdok's route. Although we did kind of do it. So apparently, speedrunning this would probably take like around 3 hours something. And judging from how we progress, Gorrister is the longest it seems. Or maybe it's because we thought we did something wrong and we it has to be a bit the guide has to be a bit edited a bit because it doesn't work that way apparently. And so far this is the creepiest one I've encountered this chapter or this route. And it's actually interesting. Although, as I said, we're going to have to end it here for now. We're going to suspend and we're going to find out next time. And that's going to be a while because with our new scheduling, it's basically two choices. So we choose games and then we randomly go through them because from based on the sequence that we get from like this random number generator or more of a random number sequencer. So it's basically the numbers 4 to 9. And my turn has come up, but the next one will probably be the soonest I can play this again would be, or the soonest we can play this again would be about after, like after 2 weeks, I guess. Like, so this week, and then there's gonna be another week, and then there's going to be another week. And then the earliest I can would be the week after that. And by then I should try and solve the mic problem. Well, it's not exactly a problem, it's more of why is this mic so sensitive? But then again, if it's not sensitive, I would have a very big problem because I I have I don't really have a loud voice like the others do. Although I think the mic is sensitive enough to pick it up, which is great actually. But I guess I have to work it out a bit. There. So we're going to try and spend more time on the creative part of our our content. I don't really like tagging it. I don't really like calling it content because it's not just something to be consumed. I mean, we do want people to be happy with it or to find some sort of amusement, but at the same time, it's not really just for consumption, you know. So whatever we call it, but we want to devote more time to creative pursuits, and that's why we've changed up the schedule a bit. Meaning we're not going to play any games on Wednesday. Instead, we're going to do either art or writing, depending on the. Well, not really mood. We don't want to use the term mood because it's not mood. It's more what seems to be the most urgent or what seems to be the most important thing at the time. And frankly, we don't really consider pure writing as our most important thing. So we're most likely going to be dealing drawing more for this particular program that we use for Avatar, and we're going to try and do the individual ones, as in this case. I would like to, in case any of us individually would like to stream instead of us as as a collective. It is just weird, though. Like it's like we and I are practically the same when it refers to us. So I was weak. Yeah, was I? Yeah. That's it. I'm not quite sure if we're going to stream tomorrow, but we might make it shorter, like around 2 hours, maybe. Just an hour. We're going to end an hour before the usual. If that's the case, if ever we do. But for now, I don't even know why the background music doesn't play that very often. I'm going to save this again just so. Um, um, well, that's it. If we're going to stream tomorrow, it's probably going to be, uh, as I said, either art or writing. But we still have to kind of decide on that because not having a rest day tomorrow would mean that we might burn ourselves out a little more. Uh, we've been kind of prone to burnout because we're taking on so many things at once, and sometimes we just don't know what our capacity is. But having a break tomorrow would be kind of weird because, or it would be a little too irregular. So I think we might do it. We might start earlier though, um, but we might we might do something. Ah, we'll see. We'll see. Enough about that. We're going to end. So we're going to end that now. And thank you for watching if you're there. Um, And hmm, so my estimate was actually right that this can be done in around 3 hours or so. Apparently, it's around 3 hours, 30 minutes maybe, if we are really bad. Oh no, there's an end game, so it might be 4 hours or so. Let's see, let's see. So this guy is not the last part. If we do everything correctly, we will get to the so-called end game, and then after that, it's going to be the end of the game itself. So we still have a lot to do next time around. That's for sure. Yeah, as I said, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Even thank you for lurking if you're there. I'm not really sure who is out there. We're not even sure if there's anyone there who doesn't have a Twitch account or whatnot. But still, there's a possibility that there's someone out there. And that's who we're streaming for. Well, it's mostly for ourselves, really, but it's also for whoever's out there who likes retro games. um, yeah. Goodbye for now, and maybe see you tomorrow. If not tomorrow, Wednesday. Bye bye. Well, as I said, bye for now.